Welcome to ImageSync DB. In this video, I will show you how to use the app to import many photos into a database at once, and link each photo to the correct metadata record. The main idea is simple. Instead of uploading one photo, then entering its information manually, record by record, you can first prepare all your data in an Excel or CSV file. Then, you upload your photo folder, validate the matches, and import everything in one structured process. This saves time, reduces manual errors, and creates a clear connection between your images and your database records. Before starting, you need two things. First, prepare your metadata file. This file can be an Excel or CSV table. Each row should represent one object, record, find, item, or photograph. Your file may include columns such as record ID, file name, tomb number, location, description, material, date, or any other information you need. The most important column is the one used for matching the photo. For example, if the metadata contains the value cat001, then the photo file should also be named cat001, such as cat001.jpg. The app can then recognize that this metadata row belongs to that image. Second, prepare your photo folder. Place all related photos in one folder before starting the import. The file name should match the values in the metadata file. For example, cat001.jpg, cat002.jpg, cat002a.jpg. It is better to keep file names simple and consistent. Avoid spaces, duplicate names, or changing file names after preparing the spreadsheet. A good file name is cat001. A weak file name would be something like cat001, because spaces and inconsistent naming can create matching problems. Remember, ImageSync DB does not match photos by visual similarity. It matches them by file name. So the file name is the key connection between the image and the metadata. Now, open the app and click New Import. The import process is organized as a step-by-step wizard. You will move through several stages. This structure is important because it allows you to check everything before anything is saved permanently. In the setup step, create a new import session. Enter the import session name, a short description, the import mode, and the matching mode. The import mode controls what ImageSync DB should do when the photos you import match records that may already exist in your database. There are three import modes: upsert, create only, and update only. First, upsert, create or update. Use this mode when you want the safest and most flexible import option. With upsert, ImageSync DB checks whether the record and photo link already exists. If it does not exist, the system creates a new record or link. If it already exists, the system updates the existing record or link. For example, imagine you are importing photos for three objects, OBJ001, OBJ002, and OBJ003. If record already exists, it will be updated. If record does not exist, it will be created. If record already exists, it will be updated. This mode is best for normal bulk import, especially when you are not completely sure which records already exist in the database. Second, create only, skip existing. Use this mode when you want to add only new records and protect your old data from being changed. With create only, ImageSync DB checks each record and photo link. If it does not exist, the system creates it. If it already exists, the system skips it and does not modify anything. This mode is useful when you want to avoid accidental overwriting of existing database records. However, there is one important risk. If a record already exists but contains old, incomplete, or incorrect data, create only will not fix it. The old data will remain unchanged. Third, update only, skip new. Use this mode when you only want to correct or enrich records that are already in the database. With update only, ImageSync DB checks whether the record and photo link already exists. If it exists, the system updates it. If it does not exist, the system skips it and creates nothing. This mode is useful when you want to add new photos, update metadata, correct file names, or improve records that are already stored in the database. However, there is also a risk. If your spreadsheet contains new object IDs that are not yet in the database, they will not be imported. So, choose the mode carefully. Use upsert when you want the most flexible import. Use create only when you want to add new data without changing existing records. Use update only when you want to modify existing records without creating new ones. The matching mode controls how ImageSync DB connects your uploaded photos to the records in your metadata table. There are two main matching modes, explicit filename and record ID to filename. First, explicit filename, use the photo filename column. Use this mode when your metadata table already has a dedicated column for the image filename. For example, your table may contain 3 columns, record ID, object name, and photo filename. The first record may be obj001, with the object name bool, and the photo filename img_2034.jpg. The second record may be obj002, with the object name jar, and the photo filename img_2035.jpg. In this mode, ImageSync DB reads the exact filename from the photo filename column. Then it searches the uploaded images and links the correct image to the correct record. This mode is best when your photos still have random camera names, such as img_2034.jpg or dsc_1058.jpg. It is also useful when your Excel or CSV file already tells the system exactly which photo belongs to which object. This is usually the more controlled and safer matching mode, because the link is written clearly in the spreadsheet. However, there is an important risk. The filename must match exactly. For example, img_2034.jpg may not be treated the same as img_2034.jpg if the system is strict. Also check for extra spaces, missing file extensions, spelling mistakes, or renamed files. Second, record ID to filename, match the record ID to the filename. Use this mode when the photo filename already contains, or exactly matches, the record ID. For example, your metadata table may contain the record IDs obj001, obj002, and obj003. Your uploaded image files may be named obj001.jpg, obj002.jpg, and obj003.jpg. In this mode, ImageSync DB uses the record ID and searches for an uploaded file with a matching name. This mode is best when you have already renamed your photos according to the object number or record ID. It is also useful when you do not want to add an extra photo filename column to your spreadsheet. This mode works well for disciplined archives, where file names are consistent and follow a clear naming system. However, this mode can fail if the file names are inconsistent. For example, obj001 may not match obj001.jpg, obj001_photo.jpg, object_001.jpg, or img_2034.jpg, unless the application supports partial or fuzzy matching. So, choose the matching mode based on the quality of your file names. Use explicit filename when your spreadsheet contains the exact image filename. Use record ID to filename when your image files are already named according to the record ID. For most cases, the recommended settings are: import mode, upsert; matching mode, match by file name. After completing the setup, click Next. In the metadata step, upload your Excel or CSV file. After uploading, the app should display important information about the file, such as the file name, the number of rows, the number of columns, the detected headers, and a preview of the first 5 rows. Check this preview carefully. This is not a small detail. If the preview is wrong, the import will probably be wrong too. Make sure the first row contains real column headers. Avoid merged cells. Make sure the file is not empty. And check that the data is stored as a clean table. Next, map the spreadsheet columns to the app fields. For ImageSync DB, the original spreadsheet header names should remain visible as field labels. For example, record ID should remain record ID. File name should remain file name. Location should remain location. Description, label, or material should remain exactly as written in the spreadsheet. The app should not replace your academic or archaeological labels with generic field names unless you choose to do so. The most important mapping is the photo matching field. For example, file name photo file name. This tells the app which column contains the image identifier. Without this mapping, the app cannot know which photo belongs to which record. Before continuing, review the data preview. In the File step, you upload the image files that you want to connect with your database records. You can either select individual photo files, or choose a folder that contains all the photos for this import. After you select the files, the app reads the image file names. At this stage, the system does not import the photos into the database yet. Instead, it prepares the files for checking and validation. This is an important safety step. The app first needs to compare the uploaded. In the review step, check the final import summary. The app should clearly show how many records will be created, how many records will be updated, how many photos will be uploaded, how many rows will be skipped, and whether any errors remain. Only click Import when the summary is correct. This is your final checkpoint. During the import step, the app uploads the photos and links them to the correct records. For each valid row, the app should log. If one row fails, the app should continue importing the remaining valid rows instead of stopping the entire process. This makes the workflow more reliable, especially when working with large datasets. After the import is complete, the results step shows the final report. The report should include the total imported records, the total imported photos, failed rows, skipped rows, error messages, and the final import status. The final status may be completed, completed with errors, or failed. If errors occurred, you should be able to review them and export an error report. After import, go to the Records page. There, you can search records, filter them, open record details, view linked photos, check metadata, and edit information if needed. Each record should show its associated photo or photos. On the record detail page, you should see the metadata fields, the original spreadsheet labels, the linked photo gallery, the file name, the import session source, notes, and editing options. For reliable imports, follow a few important rules. Use a clean Excel or CSV file. Keep the first row as headers. Do not use merged cells. Use one row per record. Use a dedicated column for image file names. Make sure image file names match the metadata values. Avoid duplicate file names. Validate before importing. And do not ignore missing files unless this is intentional. The import session should also remain available for later tracking and review. The most important concept is this. ImageSync DB does not guess which photo belongs to which record. It relies on a clear connection between the metadata and the image file name. For example, metadata, img_0002. Image file, img_0002.jpg. This shared name is what allows the app to import and link photos correctly.